Hello and welcome to Hump Day. My
Hi,
name is Dr. Renée Ostertag,
I'm Dr. Robin Gispert.
and we are streaming YouTube Lives today. I have done YouTube Lives in the past. 2 years ago, I did 30 weeks in a row, and then I took a break. Life is about on and off, up and down. I have decided it's time to come back, and because I don't like doing things alone all the time, I brought in my fun and fabulous work wife, Dr. Robin Gispert. So we are here today as licensed doctors of physical therapy because we are committed to bringing clarity to the confusing space and some safety to the sometimes scary space between mind and body. We're physical therapists, but our scope of practice informs us about the effects of our psychology and social aspects, right? It affects the physical body, and that's where our expertise shines. But it is a confusing place, so we're going to have some conversations. We're going to share some practical tools with you, some stories, bring some science. Welcome in. Where are you coming from? I see a few people here, really excited that you're here. Say hello, say who you are, where you're from. And I know I'm forgetting something. Robin.
Disclaimer, Renee, I love that you shared that you and I are both doctors of physical therapy, licensed in the state of Colorado, but we are not your doctor. And none of this is meant as medical advice. Should you need medical care, should you need medical advice, please reach out to someone in your state. We're here to have some fun. We're here to share some information. This is education. We hope it's a little or a lot bit fun. So maybe it's entertainment. It's edutainment.
Yes, thank you. Medical disclaimer aside, if you do need some care, go see a provider in the state or country that you live in, and we wish you well. So let us begin with a little bit of a regulation tool. I don't know about you. I don't know about everybody watching. Sometimes the unknown scares me. It's like, a little uncertain, a little nervous, a little on edge. And so before we go into this conversation that can be sometimes scary, I think it's helpful to share a regulation tool that we find useful. So Robin's going to teach us something today. And before she does, I'm a big science nerd and I like to know if something's working or not. So we've got some people here. Hello, hi, come on in. Say your name, where you're from. It's great to see you. Paisley, hi, Brian. Always great to see you. Robin's going to share a regulation tool, but how does one know if an intervention works? You collect data before and after. What kind of data? The subjective experience of your present moment. So right now I'm going to do a 3-word check-in, which is just me bringing my attention to my own nervous system, because that's what I have the ability to control sometimes. And my 3-word check-in is just taking a moment to connect to my own system. And the 3 words that are here for me right now are heart rate, thrilled, and grateful. And when we label what we're experiencing, it brings that nervous system into greater regulation. And it's a paradox because when you label the good stuff or the pleasant stuff, it actually strengthens it in your brain. When you label the bad or less pleasant stuff, it deactivates it in your brain. So labeling good and bad is a helpful practice, and it promotes self-awareness and nervous system regulation. So, Robin.
I'm going to do my 3-word check-in. Relaxing, learning, warm. It's getting hot in here.
Take off all your clothes right now.
But I would love to share a little exercise that's really been working for me this summer. You know, summer, the heat, you get kind of tired, fatigue. I can't be the only human who experiences tiredness as part of my daily routine. And I've been practicing this. I call it rest your sweet head. And I just like put my head on my hands here. And I really try to let go of my head, like cradle my sweet head in my hands here.
For those of you that are out there, maybe consider doing a 3-word check-in and then try this. It's different. It's something new. And I say, if you do what you always did, you get what you always got. So do something new and see what it does for you. So run a simple experiment for yourself, 3-word check-in, and then join Robin and I. It does feel, I'm noticing, kind of good to have my hands hold my head. Sometimes my head feels so heavy. I'm noticing I take a breath. I'm noticing my the tone of my voice shifts, and I feel a little softer in my muscles. I'm curious what other people are noticing. I'm curious, Robin, what else?
Yeah, and I like to sometimes just try the other side. Notice maybe there's letting go or relaxation, or one side might feel more comfortable than the other, and we just notice.
How long do we hold it for, Robin?
Until you're done. How's that for science? Until you're done. You feel a sense of relaxation, and when you want to come back, you just notice how you feel.
Oh, we got some awesome check-ins here from Brian, Michelle, Paisley. It is really so cool for my science left brain that likes data and control. Like, okay, I felt relaxed. Pulsy and present. And it's so, I think, hopeful for the really stuck, post-traumatized circuits of me to remember that there are things that I can do to change my nervous system and feel better. So rest your sweet head. Thank you, Robin, for that gift.
You're welcome.
What did you notice? What's your 3-word check-in?
Just really noticed a sense of slowing down inside myself. And a 3-word check-in: grounded, centered, pause, like pausing.
Before we shift into the next section, I do want to say I have this sort of Pollyanna voice in my head that's like, hey, look, you do an exercise and you move from bad to good. Everything gets better. It doesn't. Life is still doing what it's doing, and it always will. And if this felt weird or different or uncomfortable for you, that's okay. It's not dangerous. And I even noticed myself, there was this inner critic voice that kind of made my left neck, right neck a little tense. And it was like kind of judgmental about what is this? Like really kind of critical. So just invitation to stay curious and keep running experiments, because I think it's all data and you get to be the scientist of your own lab experiment.
I love that, Renee. Yeah, kind of get curious, feel it, and then just move to the next moment and feel the next thing. A little less attachment or criticism.
Yeah. Anybody here watching, did you try Rest Your Sweet Head? What did it bring up for you? It sounds like it helped Paisley steady her neck and hands. Sorry, Paisley, I'm assuming you're gender there. Michelle felt comfort, even sway. Like, what else does that bring up for you in mind, body, thoughts? We're curious. It's great to see some people here. I would love to have this be a two-way dialogue. So if you're watching live or watching later, I'm about to share a story. If it brings up any questions for you or insights or ahas or please put it in the chat so we can address it and dialogue about it. I don't think that anybody has all the answers. I think there's more that we don't know than we do know in life. And what I do know is that the more I stay in connection with other people and myself, the better chances I have of bringing clarity to confusing places and bringing safety to scary places. So that being said, I have been in the field professionally in physical therapy for 25 years. And one of the first times that I realized, okay, this is not what I learned in school, is a story I want to share with you. And it's about a woman who came to see me, and she had neck pain and back pain. And her neck pain was so severe that she was scheduled for a fusion surgery in 2 weeks' time. I was about the 5th practitioner that she was seeing and was in a pretty severe, hopeless place. No pressure. So she's sitting on my treatment table, and my training suggests you get a baseline treatment, you do an intervention, and then you reassess to determine the effectiveness of that intervention. So I was gathering baseline data from this woman, and she's kind of sitting there like this on the table. And I said 0 to 10, or what's your pain? Because that was the kind of questions I was asking back then. And where is it? And she said, I'm at like a 9 out of 10 in my neck. It's going down both of my arms, and my hands are numb and tingling. And my back pain is about a 7. And it goes into my butt and down my leg. And that's also pretty severe at like a 7 or an 8. And prior to her sharing that with me, I felt fairly regulated and capable. And as soon as she shared those words, I observed my own nervous system go from fairly regulated and calm to like, holy fuck, like super panic. And I felt all this panic and terror and pressure, and I was really freaking out on the inside, but I'm a professional and I'm not supposed to feel that way. So I was like, you got to get your fucking shit together, Renee. Excuse my French. I'm sorry, but that's the inner dialogue coming out. Through all that chaos and noise, I heard some voice from within. Maybe that sounds crazy, but it was like a wise, knowing voice that said, Renee, you've got to settle down, because there's 2 nervous systems in the room right now that are up. And if there's no one down to regulate with, you have no chance at helping her. And so I heard that voice, and I'm looking at this woman, and she's looking at me like, what now? And I just looked at her, probably like one of the most bizarre things, because I wasn't saying anything. I was just looking at her, and I was trying to organize myself to settle down. And it was like one of the longest 47 seconds of my life. She's sitting there looking at me, waiting for me to say something. And I know that I shouldn't say anything until I'm a little more calm. So I'm sitting there, and I'm feeling my seat, and I'm feeling my feet, and I'm like kind of finding my breath again. And eventually I'm looking at her, she's looking at me, and I settle. And then I remember, get curious, because that's always a good solution. Just get curious. And so I reached around behind her with this middle finger, and I touched the back part of her sacrum right here. And I said, with curiosity, I wonder what it would be like if you grew tall from here. So her posture went from here. She's watching me, watching me, watching me. I'm watching her. And she just rose up. And then she sat there, and I had no freaking clue what to do. So I just sat there again, calming and relaxing and holding on to my own breath and letting it stabilize me. And then after about another long 27 seconds, I got to calm and I looked at her and then I said, "What are you feeling now?" And she looked at me quite confused and said, "All my pain is gone." And it still moves me to think about the shock of that moment. It was like, what the heck was that? I've been doing PT for like 15 years at the time. And I've been telling people to sit up straight for 15 years, and I never had results like that. And it didn't make any sense to me. And she got better. She canceled her neck surgery, didn't end up needing a fusion. And I follow up with her every, year, maybe at this point, and she's still doing great. She recognizes the role of stress on her physical body. When things start to get sore and tense and tight, she grabs a foam roller, she does some breathing, she's got her things to do. So for all of you watching, what does that mean to you? What does that bring up for you? Does that make sense? Does it not? What are your thoughts? I have thoughts about that. Robin, have you heard that story before?
I have heard that story because we share a lot of stories. And, just that. I love what I love about this story is that power of and the reminder of just getting curious and getting calm in any situation. I think about, raising children or a conversation or maybe even a conflict with a spouse or a partner. That moment that I step towards curiosity and calm, things, they open a little bit or a lot of it across time. Love that story.
Yeah.
It's a really powerful reminder of curiosity and calm for me.
Yeah. What a great tool. And Michelle, thank you, right? Gives you hope. You're on the same journey. We're all in this together. And it does evoke this sense of hope. You can get a hold of the pain and manage it to comfort. And looking back now, 7 years later, the science that I take from it, the way I make the most sense of it, is something I learned from a woman named Deb Dana, who's a polyvagal theory expert, social worker, great work, rhythm of regulation, love her stuff. One of the things I've learned from her is that the most powerful form of self-regulation is co-regulation. And the way I make sense of what that means is I can do all the things myself. I'm an American rugged individual.
Pull yourself up by the bootstraps.
Yeah, pull yourself up by the bootstraps. But it's actually being vulnerable and leaning into other people that has the most stabilizing effect on my nervous system. And the way I make sense of what happened in that session with that woman is her nervous system was upregulated. Mine was calm. Mine raised up. I met her. I saw her empathy circuits. And I came back down and she followed me. Her nervous system's mirror neurons, right? I yawn, you yawn. I settled, she settled. That's the only thing that makes sense to me, plus the belief that bodies do want to heal. And they just need the support and an environment of a safe person to link up with and find your own feet again. And then you learn how to do that yourself. Any other thoughts? Paisley, what has helped me is to refer to what I am working to heal as body trauma instead of my injury, which has allowed me to remove the emotional attachment to the event that caused it. And that makes my shoulders relax.
I mean, it's back to that, like the way that we name things matters. The language we use can really matter. It's really cool, Paisley.
Yeah. Yeah. And Robin, like language has an effect on the nervous system. It can make it hold on tighter. Like the myofibrils of your muscles are holding on tighter, keeps it stuck, or language can help the myofibrils relax and let go.
And soften the grip, literal or metaphorical.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, this has been a really delightful re-entry to YouTube Live space. And we like to keep it around 20 minutes. That's our goal. And we're at 20 minutes. So whether you're watching now, thank you. Whether you're watching later, thank you. Please dialogue with us. Bring questions, bring stories, because we can address them in future YouTube Lives.
Mm-hmm.
And my takeaway from today, here we go. I'm going to merge all three. I'm going to say, rest my sweet head, curious, calm. Rest my sweet head, get curious, find calm. And that's just going to be what I'm going to take with me today. Robin, how about you?
Beautiful. Rest your head, get curious, get calm. It's right along the same lines. My takeaway is that the right action is always to relax. It's always okay to relax and slow it down.
Yeah.
Another way of saying what you're saying there. Just slow it down a little.
Yeah. And if the word relax doesn't work for you, use unclench. Thanks for that little gift, Paisley. Because sometimes, right? Like language can make you clench or not. So if the word relax makes you go, more tense, just unclench or breathe or find whatever you got.
Soften. Yeah. So many words.
Was there an ending ritual we wanted to participate in today, Robin?
I think I'm just going to brush off a little, shake it off, and just really thank folks for tuning in. Thank you for the comments in the chat, and feel free to comment below.
Marcus came out of his crate to say goodbye, so he's hanging out there on the floor.
I saw that.
Yay. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Tell a friend to tell two friends. And
enjoy your Wednesday.
Yeah. Bye.